No one. The poor. Why not? Okay, so good morning. Today is Tuesday. We got CPI. So the first thing I'm going to do is let me uh, move this out of the way. I was teaching someone yesterday. So let's see what took place right here. What time was this? 2 o'clock. It dropped like bananas. Jesus Christ. What we have here is 18. That's first. Let's start daily. Daily. Let's see what we have on the daily. Hurry up. Daily. Okay. Daily. High and low. Uh, we got one here. Settings. Settings. This one like that. Since it's up, and we're gonna put it like lights like that. Clone. We're gonna put it right there. Okay, so we got the two upper, and we're gonna clone, and we're gonna clone. We're gonna do 4, and that's that. 4. So we're gonna do bottom right here, and we're gonna do bottom right here, and we're gonna do 5. One more clone. That's your daily in white. Okay, now we move to the 4 hour. 4 hour. What do we have on the 4 hour? There's only one that I really like at the 4 hour. And the only 4 hour that I really enjoy or like is 14, where it says 2 o'clock. There. 2 o'clock, which is 14 right here. Open, close. So we're going to put that in red. What's my, come on, baby. We're going to make it big as we can. ray right here. It says horizontal ray. We're going to do that. Come on, horizontal ray. We're going to do that in red color, I believe. We're going to do that in red color. And we're going to pick it from here. We're going to do it on purple. And we're going to do it a little bit thicker. All right. And we're going to clone. Oh, Jesus Christ. And we're going to do it on, yeah, we're going to leave it like that. 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 18, 14. What is 14? 14 right there. Right there. We're going to leave it right there. So that's the only one that's going to be in red. Actually, it's going to be in white. It's going to be change it. It's going to be in white. It's going to be in white, and it's going to be a fat white. That one. So we have daily 4-hour close of the previous day in the dash like that, and then this one 1 2 3. All right, so then we go to 1 hour. Oof, look at this. I like this. So this one we're going to do again. We're going to do this white, red. We're going to do red. Long. We're going to do. We're going to do the purple this time, or red, and we're going to do solid. Okay, we're going to do solid red. Solid red. Okay, solid red. How thick is that? Yeah, solid red, not that thick. Okay, red right here. That's the bottom. Right there at the bottom. And the top. This one. Is it this one right here? Please let it be 4 hour. Daily. Weekly, I don't go weekly, daily. 4 hour. 1 hour. What happened to all the other markers? Okay. What is the dash? What is the dash? Is it the 4 hour? Yeah, 4 hour is the dash. 18 is 6. 14. 4 hours the dash. And the 1 hour is the red. The red solid 1 hour right here. Right there. Red solid 1 hour. Now we go down to 15 minutes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nice. Okay. So 15 minutes. And now let me go first to 12 o'clock. 6:45. 6:45. Where is 6:45? 12 o'clock. 18. This is 12 o'clock, right by DM. We're going to place a vertical line by the DM. 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, right there. 12 o'clock, right there, right? So what I do is I placed a horizontal ray, open, close, right there. And I'm going to make that color yellow. Yellow. Yellow, right, like that. Yellow. And let me see how thick that is. And since I have the other red, I'm going to make it like that. Okay. So I got that set up. And we go back to today. Okay. So we don't have anything other than, and then what's the high is right there. And what's the low right here? The low is right here. So this is the low. I'm going to do another ray in yellow. Right here. The low. So I got my my colors. Okay. So what we have here, what do we have here? Crap, didn't go on.
Dr. Bailey, shall we begin? Take a seat, learn something. So who wants to make history? Interns are in trouble. Please tell me it isn't Adams.
Which one of you am I firing?
He told you about us. We didn't have to.
One special was Putin's backside, and Trump said, I had enough of that. In the meeting. So he didn't need to eat any more of that. So they passed on lunch. One thing that was said by Putin, which I thought was KGB to the ninth power, is that the war would not have started if Donald Trump were president. And Trump is out there puffing up his chest and saying, see, Vladimir Putin said it, or the war would have never started. Do you think the war, Patty K, would have never started if Donald Trump were the president? The lunch special was Putin's backside, and Trump said, I had enough of that in the meeting. So he didn't need to eat any more of that. So they passed on lunch. One thing that was said by Putin, which I thought was KGB to the ninth power, is that the war would not have started if Donald Trump were president. And Trump is out there puffing up his chest and saying, see, Vladimir Putin said it, or the war would have never started. Do you think the war, Patty K, would have never started if Donald Trump were the president? The lunch special was Putin's backside, and Trump said, I had enough of that in the meeting. So he didn't need to eat any more of that. So they passed on lunch. One thing that was said by Putin, which I thought was KGB to the ninth.
So is that the same Western civilization that elects a convicted felon, a sexual predator, a guy who brags about feeding people to alligators? Is that your Western civilization?
No one does it better than Charlie Angus, former member of Canada's Parliament, leader of the Resistance Corps, soon to be the leader of the Minus Canada initiative that we're going to be announcing in the next few weeks. Charlie Angus responded to the news that a Maine state senator was out there giving an open letter about why Canada should give away its sovereignty and become the 51st state of the United States. We're beyond that in Canada. It's elbows up time in Canada. It's past the stage of just Canada is angry and furious. Canada right now has and continues to punch back hard against the United States. And MAGA Republican State Senator Joseph Martin sending this open letter just nerves from a smackdown by Charlie Angus and others in Canada. I want to show you now what Charlie Angus said in response to this letter by Joe Martin saying, if the people of British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba are ready to stand beside us, not as neighbors or trade partners, but as citizens, then let us raise the flag, sign the compacts, and welcome them into a family worth defending. Newsflash, Canada does not want to be a part of a fascist United States Trump regime, period. Canada does not want to be part of the United States, period. Canada is strong, it's proud, it's independent, and they view what y'all are doing here in the United States like Putin's verbiage, Putin's threats, Putin's attacks on Ukraine. Let me bring in what Charlie Angus had to say. And then I want to show you the latest from Pete Hoekstra, the clown U.S. ambassador to Canada, who now is whining on global news. That's what he's spending his time doing about, oh, the United States is the victim. Canada's gone elbows up and they're punching us back. Then I want to show you what Angus has been saying about Donald Trump's meeting with Putin. And then maybe I have a little bit of a Midas Canada surprise. So watch until the end. Here's Charlie Angus. Let's play.
Good morning, Senator Martin from Maine. It's Charlie Angus here in Canada. You know, I've heard that you've sent out these mimeograph letters to elected legislators across Western Canada asking them to commit treason, to sell out their nation, to give up their sovereignty. I thought it was a joke, honestly. I mean, for one, nobody up here has ever heard of you. I had to look you up, and I learned, oh, you represent Maine. It's that piece of ground that's below the beautiful provinces of New Brunswick and Quebec. Now, in saying that, I know I'm being a little mean to Maine, but heck, you got to vote for it, so I hope you don't mind if I put a little bit of shoulder into your chin. So I was thinking, okay, who is this guy? And what's his offer for getting people to sell out their country? So I looked up your letter. And what did you say? You said, well, the United States has the values of Western civilization. So is that the same Western civilization that elects a convicted felon, a sexual predator, a guy who brags about treating people to alligators? Is that your Western civilization? You say that this is a nation under the Constitution. So is that the same Constitution that makes it possible for guys in masks to kidnap people off the streets? Or the president to send the National Guard against unarmed civilians in American cities? Is that your Constitution? Then, of course, you have to say that you're a nation under Christian values. You know, I like Jesus. I sure don't like this American guy called Jesus, because when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was homeless, you gave me a bed. When I was in prison, you came and comforted me. And you haven't done any of that, have you, Senator? Because your idea of a Bible is some schlocky gold laminate stick sold by your president along with his crypto memes. That's your values. So let me just give you a quick lesson in Canada. Number one, we believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion because our diversity makes us stronger. You talk about a melting pot. Yeah, well, shit floats, and we've seen it. You believe in the inalienable right of any moron in the United States to walk into a gun store and come out with an AR-15 in order to shoot up a school of children, to terrorize high school students, to shoot up a church, a synagogue, or a Walmart because you don't happen to like the Latino Americans who shop there. Well, in Canada, we believe in the inalienable right of a family to go to the emergency ward of the hospital and get their children treated without going bankrupt. Because that's what a civilized nation does. We believe in democracy, where it's one person, one vote, where elections are not decided by dark money, by super PACs, and by the oligarchs. And you know, we don't get a lot of things right here, but we're working on it because we believe at the end of the day that the economy shouldn't just favor the 1%. It should ensure that we have diversity of opportunity. Now, that's something you totally suck at. Senator, and I'm not being mean. I looked up Maine. You have like some of the worst job numbers in the United States. You have some of the lowest wages. I would think that a new senator would have spent his time making sure that we've got jobs where you are. But no, what you're doing is picking fights with a neighbor that you're dependent upon. Because the other thing I've noticed, Senator, is that the tourism dollars in Maine have collapsed. This is the worst year ever in Maine for tourism. And why is that? Because of idiots like you insulting our nation, insulting our people, belittling us. And you think we're going to come across the border and suck up to you? It ain't going to happen. So here's the thing, Senator. There are a million places that Canadians will go spend their money. And Maine isn't one of them because they elected a moron like you. So we're going to do our part, Senator, to make sure that nobody spends money in Maine and nobody spends money in the United States of Donald Trump, as long as you are a nation that allows people to be kidnapped off the streets, as long as you are a nation that insults your neighbors and sucks up to gangsters like Vladimir Putin. Because in Canada, we are a nation of inclusion, a nation that's multicultural, a nation that supports linguistic duality, a nation that is based on the lands that we live on, which belong to the indigenous people, and we are all going to work that out together as a nation. Because we respect each other, but we don't respect you, Senator, we don't respect MAGA, and we don't respect the criminal that you work for. In Canada, we will remain true, north, strong, and free, and we will always be that.
Told you, I mean, powerful. Pull, pull, pull. Nobody does it like Angus. Now, here's the United States ambassador to Canada, this fascist enabler. He's part of the regime. His name is Pete Hoekstra. He's hated in Canada, a vile man, a vile human being. I shouldn't even call him a man, but here he is on board.
I think that, you know, some of the obstacles are, you ran a campaign here that was based on elbows up. And it was deep. But they basically stuck with elbows up, and that's okay. That's how Canada decided to respond to what the president was doing on trade on a global basis. Since that time, what have we seen? We have seen, and this I think is on a more macro scale rather than just the details of where they're having issues on getting to a deal. But Canada's indicated, hey, this is our opportunity to rethink how we do trade globally, who our trading partners are going to be. We got to reach out to Europe, can we reach out to Asia, can we reach out to Mexico so we can diversify our trading partners rather than having 70% of your exports being a customer for 70% of your export. We want to change that. So Canada's working through that process, trying to figure out exactly how that looks. Some Canadian politicians have decided that they will attack the president personally. They will attack people on his economic team, his negotiating team. They will attack them personally, not on the policy. Them personally. Again, that is a Canadian decision. Who would respond to it? The Canadians have indicated that by imposing as a retaliatory tariff, they put in place, but then they also started putting tariffs on CUSMA products that are protected under the Canadian-U.S. Mexico trade agreement. We haven't done that, but Canada has decided that that's fair game. We will call into question CUSMA. That is a Canadian decision. You can do that. You call into question area line, which has worked so successfully for 40 to 50 years. We are thrilled that the Canadians are signed on to the NATO agreement to move to 5%. It looks like Canada by the end of this year may be spending at a 2% rate, which is a number that we agreed way back in 2014. But we're very thankful and appreciative of the moves that the current government is making in that area. But at the same time, we get mixed signals. You're buying 16 F-35s, great. The other 72 have been put on hold, maybe canceled. Really don't know what the status of the next 72 are. Bottom line is Canada can't afford two different fighters, an F-35. Maintaining any particular kind of aircraft is very expensive. Having two different versions basically filling the same niche in your defense portfolio gets to be very expensive. These are all things that have to be worked through as we move forward.
That's like one of the tactics of these sociopaths, these Trumpers, these losers, right? They want to talk a big game and act tough. Then you punch them back and they're like, oh my gosh, you're punching me. It's so unfair. Canada's being mean. Y'all started the fire, okay? Y'all started it. You notice it's like what they do with the unlawful gerrymandering also. Like they're like, let's do a redistricting and let's gerrymander and rig the midterm elections. Then Governor Newsom stands up in California like, oh my God, that's so illegal. That's unlawful. How could you do this? That's so unfair. Well. Y'all talked, MAGA, you were the ones who led this taking away Canada's sovereignty. 51st state, then Canada punched you back and said, 51st state our ass. We're going gloves off, we're going elbows up, and we're fighting right now, we're fighting back. And then America's like, oh my gosh, how could you do this? Canada's being too aggressive. Treat Canada with dignity, stop the 51st state stuff, back the hell off, and then, I think it's irreparably damaged at this point, but maybe that's what you should have done, freaking sociopaths, Putin bootlickers. All right, as frequent viewers of the Midas Touch Network know, I'm a huge fan of our partners at Chapter to help seniors select the best Medicare plans with your specific situation. Now, if our viewers of this channel...
What is the great function?
Conditions. Chapter helped him enroll in a plan that saves him, get this, $2,100 a year. They saved another Midas Touch fan, Stephen, hundreds a month by finding a better plan that covered his dialysis treatment. And the best part, it's totally free. You just give them a call at 82-Medicare, and they'll see if you're the best plan for your individual needs. If so, they'll let you know. If not, they'll help you find and enroll in something better. It's easy and it's quick. They can review your options in less than 20 minutes. So, if you're turning 65 or already on Medicare but not sure if your plan has the best offer for you, call them today at 82-Medicare and share your experience in the comments below. That's 82-Medicare, and you can see what all our fans are raving about. It's Chapter 82-Medicare. Here's Charlie Angus right here, giving an incredible historical context of this meeting between Trump and Putin that took place in Alaska. You're watching.
Today, I want to talk about the decision by Donald Trump to invite Vladimir Putin to Alaska to talk about bringing an end to the horrific violence in Ukraine. This isn't the first time that Donald Trump stepped up on the global stage and said that he'll be the deal maker. In fact, did he say he was going to end the war in Ukraine on day one? But what Donald Trump has done again and again is trying to set these stages up so he can look like he's a deal maker with the other big gangster all about his planet, Vladimir Putin. And
But the reason he's not bringing it forward because he continues to denigrate the Ukrainian people. He doesn't believe in Ukraine as an independent nation because Donald Trump doesn't believe in democracy. Donald Trump will pick up Vladimir Putin while attacking President Zelensky, who has been an incredible leader on the global stage. We saw the horrific way he treated Zelensky at Washington. He continued to insult the Ukrainian resistance while doing everything he can to undermine them, which is causing horrific havoc right now from the failures of the United States to stand up against Zelensky. The reason I want to talk about this today, though, is that the decision by Donald Trump to invite Vladimir Putin onto American soil is that he's inviting an indicted war criminal, and we have to keep that issue front and center. Vladimir Putin has been indicted for crimes against humanity, crimes of genocide, over the kidnapping of 19,000 Ukrainian children. I want to just read the indictment and then talk a bit about it. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, born 7th of October 1962, President of the Russian Federation, is charged with the war crime of unlawful deportation of population children, and that unlawful transfer of population of children from occupied areas of Ukraine to the Russian Federation under Articles 8.2 and 8.2 of the Constitution. The reason the kidnapping of children is such a heinous international crime is because it is such a genocide, because it's about destroying children. So what is it about Donald Trump's obsession in trying to win the praise of Vladimir Putin? Well, let's go back. Can it go back to say 2013 and the order officers in Moscow? Because that time Donald Trump was in a lot of problems. He didn't get in finances. You know, they was a string of bankruptcy. He had a whole series of Dodge deals, a whole series of Dodge deals, including a real estate deal in the South, a small market value of all people. But the Russians, they had a lot of money, and Russian banks were more than willing to give money. Donald Trump was not someone that was like that. You see, Russia at this time, it ceased being a fledgling democracy. It was gone under the control of the Larsen's oligarchs, Vladimir Putin, strongman. So there was a lot of easy money flowing around Moscow in 2013 when they invited Donald Trump to come over. He was bedazzled. You see, the oligarchs had looted the Russian economy. They had stolen Russian industry. They were buying themselves super yachts, their pieces. They had trophy wives. This is the kind of thing that Donald Trump dreamed of, and they made Donald Trump real for it. Fact, as the Muslim competition was coming closer and he was getting support from the Russian oligarchs, he tweeted, "Do you think Putin will go to the Muslim America conference in Moscow? If so, do you think he will become my new best friend?" Wow, what way to signal, Donald, to the FFD, the former KGB, and to the Russian leader, who's assisted with everyone, that you are a total thief. So what did the results of it, how was it played out? Well, we've seen that since Donald Trump came to power, he's done one thing after another to favor the Russian oligarchs and to favor Putin. In February, Trump opposed the European resolution condemning Moscow's ongoing war against Ukraine. He voted against his NATO allies in this attack on Ukrainian sovereignty, and he was supported only by what? Was it Russia, Belarus, and North Korea? He then attacked Canada's proposal, where we wanted to go after the shadow fleet in the world, enters that were holding a sanctions ban. In February, the United States vetoed Canada's proposal to establish a task force to monitor sanctions issued by Russia. Attorney General Pam Bondi expanded the program aimed at seizing the assets of Russian oligarchs. They actually then shut down FBI and other investigations of cyber attacks against the American people by the Russian state. In fact, Donald Trump jumped up to defend these attacks on the American institutions by blaming the so-called mainstream media. And of course, it all goes back to 2016 and the role that Russia played, including played, in securing the White House with Donald Trump. Now, there's been a lot of investigation into how the Russians used online disinformation and how they were able to upend online forums and disinformation, a pattern that, of course, was repeated in the Brexit campaign just a few years later. But the Donald Trump 2016 election was where we were shown how easy it is to upend democracy. And one of the key players in that was a guy named Evgeny Viktorovich Prigozhin. Now, Prigozhin is a very dark secret. Take a guy to see stuff. He went to jail for a long time for a vicious assault on a woman on the street of Moscow in order to steal her beauty. Like, set up a hot dog stand. And the story met Putin and the oligarchs, and then he became known as the chef for the oligarchs. Yeah, the hot dog stand. But then he did something very, very outrageous. He set up something called the Internet Research Agency right around 2014. And their focus was sending disinformation into Europe and the United States. And in the United States, boy, they found a nation of suckers. Because what Prigozhin did was he didn't just send in disinformation and Russian propaganda. He got his people to go onto sites and to pick fights. Some would pretend they were pro-Black Lives Matter. Others would be anti-pro-Black Lives Matter. Some would be Christian nationalists. Some would be atheists. Some would be pro-Hillary. Some would be pro-Bernie. But it was all about turning an online forum into dysfunctional rage machines. And then, of course, the right jumped in, and now you can't even have a public conversation on X or Facebook without the bots taking over. Prigozhin was one of the guys who drove that, and that was driven to help Trump get elected. Now, Trump has done everything he can to try and shut down the obvious connections. He's gone after people in the FBI who investigated it. He wants former President Obama charged with treason, a former president, for having the nerve to actually investigate whether or not America's democracy was undermined by foreign power. Now, Prigozhin became the head of the Wagner Group, and the Wagner Group and investigating in Africa. That made the first gang where Wagner was horrific We'll go to them, well, that's why we're out, and then we'll go 2-point track, very easy, go to that different, it'll work on it for me. They say no, because you need to know what we're dealing with.
Good morning. Excuse me. Hey, we'll start that again. Good morning and welcome back to Top Step TV. This is the opening call, August 19th, 2025. And I got some friends here, John the Goat Hogan, and the guy that's as cool as the other side of the pillow, JD. What's going on, JD? How are we feeling this
What's
morning,
up?
guys?
Good morning, Jay. Excellent. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Hogue. Sorry, I jumped the gun there. Hogue usually goes first, but I'll start today. Feeling good. Good morning, friends and traders in the chat. We have that poll up. I see your answers coming in. But Hogue, how you feeling today? Good morning.
I'm feeling good. Thank you, JD. Good morning, Jay. As always, happy Tuesday. Some people say Taco Tuesday. I think we're going to have tacos tonight, but we got some work to do before we get to that. Opportunities in the markets always around. Good morning, everybody.
Feeling good this
Yes.
morning. We got a poll in the chat for the opening range trade in gold. You know, it's a trade that we take every morning. Polling in the chat asking you guys, are we taking the 1, 3, 5, or not taking the trade at all? So get your votes in there. I think the 5 minute is the leading vote getter. Again, last time I checked, it was 40% of the vote. Gold does open up in about 3 minutes at 7:20 Central Time. We will be taking whatever the chat votes on, so make sure you participate there.
Mm-hmm. Trump is live on Fox News. He's being interviewed on Fox as we speak. We got some headlines coming out from that interview. We'll keep you posted. Nothing real market moving just yet. But just a heads up. The man's in front of a microphone and a camera.
You know that can move
Whose dog's
markets,
barking
Shady.
at the TV?
You know that can move markets.
Yes, it certainly can.
Let's see here. Make sure you get your votes in there, chat. We'll be going over gold, crude oil, the NASDAQ, the S&P, prepping you all for the day. But we start with that opening range trade. Right now, gold is trading 33.8280. I know Dakota and I were looking for longs last night in gold that looks like they may have played out. I took one off for scratch. I think Dakota took a little bit of a hit on a trade. Just kind of took forever. Right? We're seeing these markets in in balance and range bound activity. We'll see a lot more of that when we get into the charts. Just kind of just a slow grind up. Right now, we have a 50-50 tilt in gold. So really no direction. But Christopher said it in the chat. Jay and Dakota were with the banger of a call last night on gold. Unfortunately, both were not in the trade. You only get paid if you're.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. It happens. It happens.
Sodbusters in the chat sounding off early. Good morning, my friend. Good morning. Always a pleasure.
Let's see. So we got gold opening up in about a minute and 20 seconds here. We're going to share some news, but we'll wait until gold opens up. Do you have any preference for this gold trade? If we take a long or a short?
In the short time frame, it's right in the middle of the range from yesterday. Inside range, inside value. I like to be patient with that. In a longer time frame, we're near the low end of the area of balance we've been in, so I'd prefer the long side. For that, we were looking for an opportunity down at 33.72 for the session yesterday. We did not quite get there, but we did get there last night, and we've got nothing but rejection below that. So if we're going to if we're going to maintain rotational trade, I like the long side. Just kind of looking at where we are. Here's the daily. Maybe this will show a little bit more clearly, but that trend line off the beginning of the year coming right across where we are now. Still range bound. I like the longs because we're near the low end of that balance, but we will see. We will see. This is a mechanical trade. We don't get to choose. We're just going to take whatever side the chat chooses according to the time frame of the opening range.
Yep. 17% votes for no trade. Only 17. Gold is officially open.
We got 17% for the 1 minute, 19% for the 3 minute, 5 minute, 48%, and no trade 16%. So it looks like we will be taking the 5 minute opening range trade again. I don't think it's lost once. I don't think it's lost once since we started voting. Maybe there was one time. But
a thought I'd twist it up a little with the no trade option today. Doesn't look like it's doing much though. So I'll think of something else for tomorrow. We got to twist this up a little bit, make it more interesting.
JD, while we wait for this gold trade to play out, what's on the economic calendar for today?
Yes, we've got a couple of minor events happening today. We've got housing starts and permits, 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Housing starts 7:30, building permits 7:30. The Red Book 7:55, and Michelle Bowman speaking a couple times today. Once at 9 o'clock Central Time, and again at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time. That'll round out our eco calendar for today. We do have a White House press briefing. I'm getting an update on my calendar now. So we're gonna have a White House press briefing at 12 o'clock Central Time. We'll try and pipe that in. That'll be right around lunchbox trading time. So we'll get the live feed for that, and we'll bring that in. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions over surrounding yesterday's meeting with Ukraine President Zelensky and other European leaders. That will probably be main topic of conversation for the press briefing. So we will definitely pipe that in for you.
Got to miss as far as earnings are concerned this morning. Home Depot missing on both earnings per share and revenues this morning. It's about it for important earnings for the day, but we've got a lot of retail coming out the rest of the week. Target, Lowe's, TJ Maxx, Estee Lauder tomorrow, and Walmart on Thursday could be an interesting one. Intuit after the close on Thursday as well.
Some stuff. Thank you for that, Hogue. I think we got time if we want to run that news source clip. JD, I heard you mention the Ukraine talks yesterday. I think we can get it in before that 5 minute closes. 1 minute would have triggered a short, but let's run that clip.
Yeah, we got some good commentary from Tom Foreman from CNN going over everything that happened.
It's really worth reviewing what everybody wants out of these talks. What does Russia want? Russia wants their position holding part of the eastern part of Ukraine, the Donbas region, and Crimea to be made official and permanent, and maybe other lands beside. What they're mainly wanting out of this is to normalize the fact that they invaded this country and to say, well, now that's just the way things are. Let's quit talking about invasion. Let's talk about what we have and let us hold on to it. What does Ukraine want? Obviously, they would want to reverse that. They would want to say, we're a sovereign nation. You had no business coming in here in the first place. We would like you to give up all this territory and go back to where you belong in Russia. Now, that may not be possible in these talks, the way they're being approached right now. So Ukraine may have to deal a little bit more on the idea of saying, let's give you a little less of the Donbas. Let's not give you a land bridge from there down to Crimea along that area. Let's not let you push all the way up to the Dnieper River. Let's not let you get a deeper hold within Ukraine from which you could launch a future attack. What does Europe want out of all of this? They want to see if Russia can somehow be pushed back and not given that deeper hold where they can push on and maybe go beyond Ukraine by taking the whole country at some point. That's one of the big concerns here. How do you contain Russian ambitions by keeping them pushed back? And what does the United States want in all of this? Well, the president has made it clear over and over again what he wants is some kind of a deal that he can plant his flag on, something where he can say, look, I finally delivered on that promise I had that I would end the conflict. It's just not clear how he's going to get that end in a way that all these different parties can agree to.
Very interesting. So concessions need to be made all around, apparently, which obviously we don't know how open other countries are to that, but more meetings are attempted to be set up very soon. I read some articles this morning. President Trump's trying to reach back out to Mr. Putin in Russia for another follow-up meeting. So we'll see what happens there. Will it happen tomorrow? Likely not, but they're trying.
Got that 5 minute range closed in gold here. 33.82 evens at the low, and 33.84.70 at the high for this 5 minute opening range.
All right.
27 ticks.
Working our stop to enter below 81.80. Stop to enter above at 84.80. Got the micro contract up. What do the 1 minute and 3 minutes show us?
1
minute was a short.
Short.
3 minute is no trade yet.
No trade yet. GC, 1
do
minute
have-
short.
We do have overnight VWAP sitting right here, 33.8170. Kind of right below this trade right now. See if it triggers us into this short here and how we respond at that VWAP. It's been a support pretty much the entire night. Every time we came down and tested it, we bounced off of it. But, let's see here. I know last night when we were looking for those longs, we were looking at targets up at 3,400. We didn't get there, and we may not get there today, but let's see what this market brings today.
We do have a bit of a weak low yesterday.
Weak low overnight.
33.7630. Bit of a weak low there. Overnight is below that level. Opening in range and in balance and in value. Bit of a B-shaped profile indicating long liquidation yesterday, but that's not supported by open interest. Of course, we'll go through all of this again. Only adding 500 in open interest yesterday on a push near what I see as a relatively important low.
We are sitting right in the middle of that 5-minute opening range right now. JD, before we get into the charts, I want to run any news on gold prices.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We were just talking about it, actually. Marginally higher this morning. Not a whole lot. Spot gold prices rose about 0.1%, 33.37.31 an ounce for spot gold prices. Again, we're looking at this 5-minute opening range breakout. Some news, some notes on other precious metals out there. Broader metal prices. Spot platinum rose 1.5% overnight. Spot silver up 0.2%. Copper futures on the London Metal Exchange up 0.2% this morning, and COMEX copper futures also up 0.2% this morning. So a little rise across the board in precious metals. Looks like we've gone flat ahead of the 7:30 numbers, though. We will see. Again, we have a couple of very light numbers coming out. Building housing starts and permits coming out in just about 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. See if we can get triggered into a trade here on gold, but pretty quiet for the moment in the metals complex.
Looks like we got a Canadian inflation data coming out as well. Canadian CPI coming out. I don't know how much attention we pay to that, but for our friends up north or anyone trading the Canadian dollar, watch out for that number coming out in about a minute. Hogue, you want to jump into the charts while we wait for this trade to trigger?
Of course.
Oh, we got about 1 minute till this number comes out.
All right, let's wait.
1 minute.
We'll wait on it.
Less than a minute.
Auburn Gresham wants to know what happened to the Dow last night. Almost a 200-point candle in a minute. That's a great question. And not sure. Yeah, I see that spike. That is something that we've seen happen in the Dow right around that time, 5 a.m. Central Time. If you zoom out and look at a couple different days. Yeah, what's happening?
I believe that's right when Home Depot earnings came out, 5 a.m. Central Time.
That is, yeah. Yep.
That makes sense.
It's recovered nicely.
Yes, it has. 10 seconds to this number.
BTFD.
Here we go. I don't expect this to be a very heavy market mover. Nothing earth-shattering happening here. It is a minor inflation gauge.
And what do we got? Who's seeing the numbers? I got Canadian CPI year-over-year actual came in at 1.7%. Forecast was 1.8%. U.S. housing starts actual came in at 1.428 million. Forecast was 1.297 million. We got building permits actual came in at 1.354 million. Forecast was 1.386 million. And housing starts change month over month came in at 5.2%. Forecast was negative 1.8%, with the previous number coming in at 4.6%.
We did trigger a short in gold. House count short. 5 micro gold, 3381.80. 3381.80 short 5.
And if you're new here and you're wondering why we are taking this gold trade, we are looking at a opening range trade. The chat voted on a 5-minute opening range. So what we look at is the first 5-minute candle from 7:20 a.m. Central Time, and we're going to go short below the low of that candle and long above the high, whichever one triggers first, and look to hold this trade, right, as long as it plays out. Sometimes we see this trade, be the trend for the day. Other times it stops us out. But the risk is managed on the other side of that range, and we'll manage some of the position at about a 1-to-1, maybe a 2-to-1. We'll maybe take some of the position off, but this may be a trade that we hold on to all day if the market presents that opportunity to us. So house currently short 3381.80. Where's that CYA, JD?
3385.10. 3385.10 CYA.
And if you're new
If you're
here,
not familiar with
because
yeah.
go ahead, JD. Nope, you
We're
got
about
it.
to say the same thing.
Yes, we were. We're always on the same page, JD. I love it.
If you're not familiar with CYA, go ahead and open up the Top Step trading glossary. Go to topstep.tv, the website. You'll find a trading glossary with all of our favorite terms in there. Words, phrases that you might not be familiar with that we say quite a bit here on Top Step TV. So go ahead and check out that webpage. Might answer some questions for you.
Pop quiz, Hogue. CYA, what does it mean?
Cover your ass.
Cover your ass. We don't like to use the S word. We don't like to use the S word on TV in case the Goldman interns are out there.
Just made
$100
on
We used to call it
gold
the
trade.
order that shall not be named, but it was kind of long. CYA is much crisper.
Commonly known as a stop.
Yes. Oh, he said it. He said the word. He said the quiet part out loud.
For the for the Goldman interns that are watching here, gold trading 3380.40 currently, still 50-50 on the tilt from what I'm seeing here. House short 3381.80. Hogue, let's jump into these charts. Where might we be going with this gold trade?
All right, let's do it. So this is the daily as usual. JD is always starting with a little bit longer time frame out, and obviously the market is still very range bound. We are at the lower end of that range. Yesterday, let's get a little bit bigger here. So yesterday, I was looking for an opportunity down around 33.72 for an execution, but by the end of the day, it was pretty much over, and we did actually get down to that level and then some by a little bit. So we added 500 in open interest yesterday. Added 500 in open interest yesterday. Now that yesterday was a relatively large range in the extended trading hours. Not so big necessarily in the regular trading hours, but it did double the initial balance. I'm really kind of surprised to see how inert that change in open interest was yesterday. Jay, this trend line we're up against goes all the way back to the beginning of the year, and this is really kind of our third real touch point. There's there it is. Last of December to this low, now to this low. What do you think about holding this, or do we get a little bit deeper? I still don't think we break market state until we get below weekly kickoff low 33.43. But what do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think we could get a test below that trend line. I think we have had to adjust it where this most recent low was, but we've seen a couple of tests of this trend line before, and it looked like this is the break that it's finally going to go, and then we're right back up into that range. So I wouldn't be surprised at a test down to that weekly kickoff low, Hogue. or down to these 33.30s. But I don't see enough in gold to look for a complete trend break. So we're seeing narrowing ranges over the past couple of days. We're kind of slowly trading to the lower extreme of that range,
Hmm.
but I'm expecting a bounce at some point in the coming days, just because that's been the pattern for half of the year. Uh,
Right.
so it's,
Yeah.
it's
I
hard to
mean,
kind of
this
see
goes
anything else until it does happen.
April and May are these highs and lows, and it's been narrowing pretty much ever since. Let's take a look at the 30 and see if we're seeing anything important here. So this is that unemployment bar, right? This is that week ago Friday unemployment bar. We got to that 33.75, 76, about halfway through that, and we've really been trying to see if there's any acceptance below that, and we really haven't seen any. Now, this is that trend line that goes off the beginning of the year. So this, I would kind of call this, an important support level in many time frames. It's 50% of the unemployment bar. We're kind of pushing up against that. We're also looking against this trend line. We're near the low end of the current area of longer time frame balance. This is kind of a critical area. And again, I'm really surprised by the lack of increase or decrease in open interest yesterday, particularly on a day as downward as a yesterday was. You would think that this would be a long liquidation day. We'd see a pretty good drop in open interest as longs started to get squeezed near these lows. It is even a B-shaped profile, which is typical of that. Again, we doubled the initial balance, but we only added 500 in open interest. This is not encouraging for continuation to the downside. But where are we? We're right up against that 50% off that unemployment bar, and we're right up against an possibly important trend line. So it kind of makes sense. There's a lot of folks probably sitting waiting for new information, looking for this market to tell us something, and I don't think it did tell us much yesterday with that open interest. Overnight inventory. I mean, what do we have? We are trading. Here's our open last night. We are trading maybe about flat. We're inside value. Stay patient. Stay patient today. We're seeing some continuation below our opening range trade. I'm looking for an opportunity still to see some sort of basing. Last night's low was pretty deep here. 33.70, 60. I was looking for 72s yesterday to look for an opportunity for a potential long. Let's see what happens. But again, we are inside range, inside value. Tells me to stay patient and wait for better trade locations as the day goes on. We got the opening range trade, the dead ass high so far, so that is looking good. I can see us, getting down to this value low, last week's low, 33.75 half. We've got that 50% of that bar. We got the trend line. There's a lot of influence down here, confluence down here. Let's see what happens. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Same thoughts, Hogue. That target, that 75 area, would be a management target for this trade, in my opinion, just because of the amount of times we've traded down there and bounced. At that point, if we get down there, I don't know if we need to take the full position off, but I'd probably manage some of it, right? Just because that's shown it's been an area where the market can bounce. If we do see some continued selling down there, and I think this is what we've been looking for pretty much since we printed that candle, right, and tested 50%. If sellers sell below that 75, then there's a lot of room down, right? There's another 40 points or $40 to the lower extreme of that range. They just have to sell it, and they haven't done so yet. So really, buyers not really gaining any traction above 3400s, sellers getting no traction below 33.75. And shout out to Vav in the chat that says it's the lightest volume day since July 3rd, and that was a half day for the volume that we saw yesterday in gold. So yeah, slowing down a little bit here. Maybe everyone's waiting for what's going on in Jackson Hole and between the Russia and Ukraine and the EU leaders. But Pretty
This
quiet
is
markets right now in
the
gold.
beauty of working with Top Step.
Thanks, Jay. Okay, all
Thank you,
right.
Hogue.
They give you the damn
Sitting in a little
levels.
bit of a winner here.
They give you the
What else we got?
the levels, brother.
Equities news,
They give
JD.
you
What
the
you got?
levels for EX.
Yep,
For
Coach Jay just
OU,
nailed it. Traders
for
are
oil,
waiting to see
and
what
for
Powell's going to
gold.
say on Friday.
So what else do you want?
In Jackson Hole, looking for clues into
$49 per month.
what Fed policy might be going to the final meetings of the year. Are they going to hold tight
Top of
on
the line
rates or hold
platform?
steady? Are they going to cut rates? So
What else do you want?
Chairman Powell's speech on Friday,
Continuous
9 a.m.
support.
Central Time from Jackson Hole is pretty much the
YouTube,
event of the week right
TV.
now. After we've gotten past all the
Continuous.
Russia-Ukraine meetings, now we're going to be focusing on Jackson Hole for the rest of the week.
Have like 7 programs
But
that you can tune
stocks
in.
ticking a little bit
What
lower
else
this
do you want?
morning.
You want to
Mostly
go with
after that,
Aldo
we talked about
first?
Home Depot earnings coming out at about
Free
5
to
o'clock
go
a.m. Central
everywhere.
Time. We saw a dip in equities.
Free to bounce.
S&P 500 futures, NASDAQ futures, both down about
eventually you need a
0.1%
home.
each. They've sort of evened out. Since then, trading back inside range,
Make your
inside value
home
from
where
yesterday. Sort of a
they
no
like it.
change in U.S. equities overnight. Overnight in Asia, stocks closed a little bit lower, marginally lower. Shanghai Composite down 0.02%. Nikkei closed down 0.38%, and the Hang Seng Index closed down
Going there. That's the beauty
0.21%.
of the
Stocks in Europe
the
currently
pivot
trading a
points,
little
man.
higher this morning.
Oh, wait
Got the
a minute.
FTSE up
Gotta make sure
0.34%, the DAX up
put it over there
0.3%,
because
and the
then
CAC
we
up almost
get in
1%,
trouble.
0.9% gain in the CAC right now.
Yeah.
US dollar index down just a couple ticks, 98.052 last trade. VIX is down 0.5%, 14.91,
You could do it.
and
You could
the
do it.
US
When
10-year
you put in the
Treasury
time
note yield
to study,
sitting
you
at
put in the time
4.314%.
in the
currently.
screens, you read
Getting a
the
little follow
candles.
through to the downside on this
You
gold trade right
you
now.
learn the language of the
And we'll continue to
candlesticks.
monitor.
You learn the language of
Where the
volume.
charts
You
telling us.
learn the language
We've
of
got a
I heard my voice.
the time, the market, the
we got a
algorithm.
weak low in the on the low
So
in the
much in
gold.
here.
33.
Takes time, but if you put in the time,
76.30. It's a
you get
little bit of a
rewarded.
double bottom yesterday. No
Look at
excess on
this.
that. I think we're probably going to target that first here. We shall see.
In less
But
than
now
2
on to the
hours, you get
S&Ps.
rewarded.
All right.
You manage your risk, you get rewarded.
This is the daily. These are the April lows, okay? When we've seen what's been going on happen over and over again as the market continues to push higher and higher. We get a rally, we consolidate. We get a rally, we pull back and consolidate. We get a rally, we consolidate. We get a rally, we consolidate. Get a pullback, get a rally, and we consolidate. In the S&Ps, that is what appears to be happening now. So we are in 1, 2, 3, day 4 of an area of consolidation or balance. We kind of talked about this yesterday, looking at this low here from one of the days last week was 64.53 quarters. So 53, kind of the low end of the short time frame area of balance that we are in. Yesterday's daily bar, a doji, was showing indecision, still holding above that short time frame lower end of the balance area, the lower extreme. Narrow range yesterday, very narrow in regular trading hours. We did add 10,000 in open interest. When you see on the 30-minute chart, you're gonna be like, okay, where did all this open interest come in? Because we didn't really do anything. We just rotated and rotated and rotated.
Take profit by
Shay, what do you think about what's going on here? Is this starting to kind of feel like a little bit of a bull flag, perhaps? Not technically, but it's just what happens. We rally, we consolidate, we'll either pull back or we'll see the next leg to the rally. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of seeing here, Hogue. The S&P is just holding up pretty well. We were looking at that August 12th daily candle, and we're just consolidating at the high of it right now. It's giving a ton of opportunity, maybe. And you know, you read my mind with that open interest number. Where? You know, what were they looking at? Plus 10,000. But this might just be, you know, accumulation before the next move. right? And we'll see where that next move is. But if you look at a higher time frame chart, I'd be willing to bet it's to the upside, right, where we continue to make all time highs. But
Are you able to read my notes?
no, I think we just
No.
it's called synergy, Hug. We've been doing this so long together, we just we know what the other one is thinking. Uh, but yeah, we are just consolidating up here on
I'm
this daily.
closing it
But
for 400 and change.
yeah,
I'm good.
not a lot to say on
I'm
that
good.
daily candle. What are you seeing on the
Yeah,
30?
it's
It found a lot of
so on
buyers
to the
down
30.
here at damn,
So
it almost got me at 380.
let's start
Almost.
closer and move our way out. Do we have any overnight inventory? Eh. Where are we here? There it is. So we opened here. We're trading here. No overnight inventory. Value high, value low. We're in the middle.
I was
Stay
only
patient.
risking
Now,
$40.
what were we talking about with all this open interest coming in yesterday?
$50
Can anybody in the chat or in the world or in heaven tell us, where did all this open interest come in yesterday? It was an absolute dream for range bound traders. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rotations from high to low or low to high with which to look for profits. These, we used to call these cash register days. And if you can fish them out, if you can sniff them out early in the day, you can just print money all day in both directions. Does anybody actually get to do that? Well, if you're really good, maybe you do. But it's not that easy. But what direction did all this open interest come in yesterday? I mean, we barely moved settlement. We were range bound all day in a small range. It's very difficult to decide. What Jay said was, that's energy coming into the market. It doesn't really matter what direction it is at this point because it was kind of directionless. We're still somewhat kind of directionless from yesterday. So what does it tell us? Well, there's energy coming in. There is a change coming. There's a change coming. Now, looking a little bit further out, the Nasdaq has traded through both of these single prints in the Nasdaq that occurred on the 12th. That's the day that Jay was kind of focusing on the fact that we are just kind of hanging around at the high of that. We haven't even tested the halfway mark. We tested down to the first line of single prints or single TPOs from that trend day to the upside, and we've found support once, twice, thrice. So we're really kind of holding up much better in the S&Ps. And if we can take a look, I mean, we've since this all-time high, which occurred in the overnight trade, we know that tends not to be very lasting. But we've been putting in lower highs. We've been putting in slightly lower lows. So what's the volume been like on the daily chart? Volume has been increasing, but it's kind of a slow bleed as far as as far as volume is concerned. But it still supports the idea that we may be kind of creating some degree of a bull flag here. So a bull flag is against the bigger trend as price continues to kind of push lower in a slow way. Volume falls off. Open interest yesterday is a little bit concerning. Jay, when you look at this 30-minute chart, what do you see?
We are very much in yesterday's range and balance. Hogue, there's a question. It says, or Chase Patrol in the chat says, range days sound so easy, but who knows in advance that this will be a range? It's kind of hard to tell in advance that it's going to be a range. You can look at the economic calendar. You can look at, what the potential catalyst later in the week. And then if we just kind of understand how the markets move, we say it all the time, the market may be waiting for new information. When is that new information coming out? Sometime later in the week. So, you start to put those puzzle pieces together. Hogue, if you can map out yesterday's initial balance in the S&P, 64.75.
It's right at 64.75 quarter. It's this pink line here.
Gotcha.
And here's the low, which is 64.6075.
Awesome. Thanks, Hogue. So now, traders, if you want to do something, if you want to anchor a VWAP, which is in your drawing tools, anchor it to that 830 open and just look at that angle of VWAP. It is a flat line. And that is what tells me range bound market, right? So anytime we get extensions away from that VWAP,
I'm glad I got out.
you're looking to fade the extremes. But that is telling me that there's no direction. That VWAP is literally a flat line right at 50% of the day. It's actually still, since that point, right at that 50%, 64, 66.
Holy.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
that
not
is
kidding.
the
It's a flat line.
yeah, it is a straight line. So what that tells us is that there's volume trading here. We see it in the open interest number, but there's no directionality in this volume at all. So for now, it's fade the extremes until it breaks. Once it breaks, do I want to fade that break? Probably not, right? Because like Hogan's been saying, if they're building momentum here, they're building for a move. Now, when that move happens, accumulation turns into distribution phase. I don't want to fade whatever that move is, but for now, it's saying, and even last night, Hogue, we looked under that initial balance low. Volume was still in the middle of the range. We popped right back up to the middle. So I'm seeing range bound market until it's not. It, up to you as a range bound trader, how many times you want to take that trade. I know for me, I take one or two, and I'm like, okay, I did my job for the day, because I'm usually a momentum breakout trader. But that is what the market is showing right now. So if I'm looking for anything else, I might be forcing my own opinion on what the market actually wants to do.
So Jay, this flat VWAP anchored at yesterday's regular trading hour open. Because there's more volume during the regular trading hours, it's going to move a little bit more with
Right.
the lower volume in the overnight. It's not going to push this VWAP as much. But the fact that it is absolutely flat as a pancake, even with the gyrations we saw last night, it was a pretty low volume and no major change in market state. Great call there, and a great look at that, Jay. Thanks for bringing that up. So, we are in range. We are in value. Try and stay patient. Look for better trade locations as the day goes on. We're looking at 64, 54, 53 as the low end of the current area of balance. I think we need to hold above that. Or we can go looking for other levels to look at. And we still have those single prints, 64.44 to 64.43 and a quarter, three little single prints there. Those will be visual targets. Then we've got the halfway mark of the NFP candle, which is right around 64.30 to target to the upside. Do we have anything to really target to the downside, I should say? We do have a naked point of control up here, right around 64.78 to the upside, which would be a visual target. And other than that, the only other visual target that I see to the upside is that last week's all-time high and the all-time high that occurred in the overnight session. Thank you very much, Jay, for again pointing out that very interesting, important information with that anchored VWAP from yesterday's open. Great stuff.
So we got a poll up in the chat. What time frame are we taking for the opening range trade in crude oil? Is it the 1, 3, or 5 minute? And if you guessed the 5, you were right. 42% of the vote right now, 184 votes. So make sure you get your votes in there. 17% for a no trade. I do like that option in there because some days it's going to present a no trade. But 43% crude oil does open up in about 6 minutes. JD, before we open, do we have any news on crude oil?
We sure do. Also, we've got a number coming out in about 2 minutes. The weekly Red Book numbers due out 7:55 a.m. Central Time. Keep you posted on the results of that. But yes, crude oil. I found a very interesting article yesterday. It came out yesterday morning, but it was kind of late in the day before it came across my feed. It was felt a little too late to share, but I want to share it this morning with you guys. It's still relevant. Look at that headline. Speculators drive oil futures to most bearish positioning since 2009. For all of you out there listening but not watching, I'm going to read some of these bullet points off for you. Money managers now hold the first ever combined net short in WTI futures across both the CME and ICE exchanges, making the most bearish positioning since 2009. This is crude oil we're talking about. CME net long positions in WTI have collapsed 80% this year to just 49,000 contracts, while ICE WTI sits at a net short of 53,300 lots. Brent futures also saw selling pressure, dragging the combined Brent plus WTI net long to a 3-month low as traders ramped up bearish bets. This is an excellent article. I want to sort of. I'm going to drop the link to this article so you guys can all read it. But a couple of quotes coming out. These all these stats are based off of the weekly
Wow.
commitment of traders report from last week.
Wow.
It's published weekly.
Wow.
People can tell you all about
That was
commitment
the
of traders
trade right
report. I
there.
didn't think anybody looked at those
That little
reports
bit,
anymore, but
if I
apparently
would have hell, oh,
they do.
man.
Yeah, it's important when it becomes important,
I
and this
got
might
gypped.
be.
Yep.
I got gypped.
So,
Left
JD,
to
you know,
our-
on that point, I'm looking at
Moving
I have a trading view chart up on the side, and I'm looking at, 2009 when that bearish position may have been put on. Do we know when? We don't know what time in the year that bearish position was put on, right? Because crude made a low in 2009, right around $40, and rallied all the
Yep.
way through 2011.
Yep. There's actually
Interesting.
another part of this article. It says, there's a quote. Who is this quote from? I'll find the name in a second, but I got this article from oilprice.com, but it says, while the immediate catalyst is unclear for the short positioning, any shift in the technicals or fundamentals could force a sharp, fast, short covering rebound. So that's something
Squeeze
to
'em, Hogue.
keep an eye out. Yeah.
Squeeze 'em.
Squeeze 'em.
Putting the squeeze on.
Squeeze 'em.
So
And,
that's pretty
you
much
know,
the
that-
same scenario as 2009, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And if something does change, all those shorts are going to be stuck in the hole and they are going to run for the hills like nobody you've ever seen. Dad always said, man, market always looks the worst at the bottom and the best at the top.
Yeah.
Got a lot of trap shorts here, it sounds like. And
That's what it sounds
some
like.
some major trap shorts, not speculator, major. Well, probably both.
These are
really,
major
but-
major money managers, heavily short crude oil.
Hey, let's let the retail get paid, huh?
Here,
How
nice,
about
man.
us?
Why
A
would
little
we
something
go
for us, huh?
somewhere else? Let's
Yeah,
make
let's
the
do
money
this.
here in crude.
Well, let's look at the chart before we get to this opening range trade. And you know what? We say this just about every morning, but things will certainly change. We're still range bound. We're still in rollover. Rollover ends on Friday. We are trading the October contract, and we are still kind of pinched between the 100 session and 200 session moving average. We added 6,400 on an attempted up day yesterday of open interest, estimated 6,400 increase. Overall, that it's a little better than you would say because the September contract lost 18,000. So we're looking at about 24,500 increase in open interest in the future months. The current front month, October, November, and December, they all pretty much added open interest. So does that mean that those are possibly new longs? Those are partially going to be, of course, moving from the September to the October. It's very blurry when this happens, but we can kind of now begin to postulate that we added some longs yesterday. Whether they're short time frame or longer time frame longs is unknown. This market has been in short time frame control. It has been respecting short time frame levels for weeks now, and you know, there is an anticipation of change with that open interest in yesterday's session. Jay, what do you think? I mean, we're obviously range bound, coming to the end of rollover. What are your thoughts?
We spent a decent amount of time, Hogue, under this 200 moving average on the daily. It's been 12 days now since we last closed above it. So it does look a little heavy. You know, is there some room to the downside? I think there definitely is, right? If we see some real selling in in crude come in, maybe down to 58s. But that is asking a lot. That's asking a lot. That's asking that an entire short position to actually be right here and continuing to push crude lower. And maybe we do get that. But for now, we are range bound. And I think we have to trade it like a range bound market. Calling the extremes of this range 6150s maybe at the low. I know we did peak down at 6105 recently. We're trading right at 50% of that candle right now, which is at 6180. And then to the upside, we're narrowing a bit, but at $63 level. So right now we're kind of in the middle. Crude is open right now. Seeing some selling coming in, but very range bound, Hogue. I think a lot of the opportunity is coming from, if you're up for the London session, where we start to see that volume come in. Those are some pretty good trade locations. But outside of that, you know, it's presenting opportunity. It's just not opportunity I've been able to trade. So I've been kind of hands off in crude.
Well, just looking quickly here at the 30-minute, you know, the market opened yesterday, traded to the point of control lower, found a base below that, traded then to a point of control higher. This is one of the things that short time frame markets do, short time frame auctions do. We doubled the open interest to the, or excuse me, we doubled the IB to the upside with additional open interest. So it's looking like those were probably some longs coming in. Overnight inventory short. Here we go. There's where we opened. Here's where we open right there. We are currently trading lower, but we are also inside value, value high, value low. I'm going to suggest trying to stay very patient. A little bit of a blow off top here, a little bit of excess there, and we've been seeing sellers coming in since then. Again, you know, with the market opening, with overnight inventory, there's always the possibility that inventory can unravel and bring us back up towards settlement. But opening in range and in value after yesterday, kind of a toothy, almost somewhat emotional move to the upside. I wouldn't really call it a double distribution. It was a normal variation day with a hint of double distribution near the end of the day. And again, double the IB. So decent range.
These guys are making money.
Where did we go?
On,
We're right back to where settlement
whatchamacallit,
from Friday. We
damn.
haven't gone anywhere. We've had some
That could have been my
gyrations,
day
but
right there.
relatively range bound. Let's see what this opening range trade says. And Jay, what do you think of what we're talking about
Just
here?
a few ticks. Oh man,
on the
I love this market.
On the 30, I'm looking at the highest volume candle from yesterday. We're trading into that right now. So 61.89 was the high. We just saw a big spike of selling. The 1 minute opening range would have triggered a short there.
Nice. So
yeah, if we can accept price back inside that, if there's, we get a 30-minute candle close inside this range, then maybe we get the rotation to the other side. But pretty range bound. But that candle that made the low of the day yesterday, we're testing it now, Hogue. See if we get some acceptance of price inside this range.
In here,
61.67 is that is 50% of that candle.
We are extending the overnight range right now, right on the open.
So we put a box.
Thank you,
down
Jay.
4% right now
on the 5 minute. Right.
1 minute opening range is pretty tight. We're looking at 8 ticks.
How's my
that 1 minute opening range?
Baby going up as well.
7 ticks.
Yes, I have it on 3. Yep.
7 tick opening range. We got the 3 minute closed now. The low of the 3 minute we have at 61.78 in the minis. But we will be taking the 5 minute opening range trade, winning 45% of the vote with 381 votes. So while we wait for that, if you haven't done so already, hit the thumbs up button, like and subscribe. Tell your friends and family to as well if they're trading, or even if they're not, if they just want to be up to date on market news. They're going to get the most up-to-date news on pricing in the markets at Top Step TV. So tell them to like and subscribe. Seeing a little bit of a bounce here. That 1 minute opening range low was 61.89. We did just come back, tag that, and holding so far. Got 1 more minute on this 5 minute opening range here.
Looks like it could be either the 3 or the 5 today, because right now we're still inside the 3 minute.
So we are 58% long in the tilt in crude oil. Their average price 62.06, so they're underwater right now.
The dude was thirsty.
Holding below that 1 minute opening range so far. We got 30 seconds on this 5 minute range. Looks like maybe a little bit different in the micros, but I got a high 61.96 and a low of 78.
Top step. ABS.
Seeing the same thing there, Hogue?
I concur. Yes, sir.
All right, 5 minute opening range closing in just a couple seconds here. JD's queuing up those orders. Let's see if we get tagged into a trade. I think we are still in that gold trade as well.
Yep.
We are. We're seeing a little bit of follow through in gold right now. Got an unrealized profit of about $140.
Wow,
So working our
only
stops to enter in crude
140.
oil, 61.77 below the
Wow.
market and
I'm a
61.97
trader
above
by
it.
heart. Oh, we're going
20
short.
tick
Let's
wide,
go
18
short.
tick wide opening range.
One,
Perfect.
two,
We're on the lows now.
and
We
we'll
took out the
add
overnight low
if we go a little bit higher.
and rebounded just a little
We're
bit
gonna
off
take
of that.
right
So
here, two right
might be
here.
looking at another liquidity grab here.
Come on, come on, come on. You're
And
not
we're in.
far.
A
Oh
no
my
trade.
God! All the way down
We're
here.
not in yet. Anybody vote for no trade? 19% of the vote,
Gold.
no trade.
Oh,
We
gold
traded
has
61.77 in the bigs.
has a
No,
level
minis.
the micros, not the
Micro
micros.
stopped right at that low.
there. Boom.
Wow.
So see
Look
the
at the
magic of
liquidity
Different
on
markets.
micro.
see the magic
How
of
about
Top Step.
Is that a
Give
save?
me levels.
What do you think? Should we pull this?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Is gold trying to warn us? I'm sorry, crude. Is crude trying to warn us right now?
Had your opportunity to stay out of it. Let's see.
Come on, baby. Come on. Come
I think we got
on.
about 5
Pick me
seconds.
up.
There you
Huh?
go.
We're in
Pick me up.
61.77.
Pick
no
me up.
slippage.
Pick me up.
We're tagged in.
7-4. 7-4. 7-4.
The games begin. Here we go.
7-4. You
That
could do a
5-minute
7-4. It's
candle
not that
was the
far.
highest volume of the day. That's to be expected, right? That's the market open.
Yep.
We'll see how we trade through that now. Kind of looking at that as the start of the day. We got VWAP attached to that right now is at 61.86.
Let's
Would
look
love
at
to see
over
that
here.
VWAP leave the
7-7.
range,
7-6.
kind of follow us
7-5.
lower, not just price wise.
7-5. Going
The
once.
house is short
7-6.
61.
Going
What price did we
twice.
get, JD?
Going
61.77
once.
short 5
7-6.
micros.
61.77. Yep.
7-6.
All 3 time frames triggered.
7-6. 7-7.
And the opening range
7-6.
wasn't terribly wide. We're only taking about $125 worth of risk on this trade.
7-7.
Beautiful. Where's the CYA?
Hi, 7-7.
CIA
7-8.
62.
77.
Hey,
Come
good.
on.
Thank you very much.
7-6.
Thank you very much.
7-7.
Well, maybe
Come
for a
on,
second there,
7-5,
Crawford
where
got
are
a good
you?
save on that, but here we are. We're short now.
7-5. 7-5. 7-6.
Gold's looking a little better. We're seeing some follow through to the downside. I'm going to switch back over to gold, actually.
Let's go again. 7-7. 7-6.
Right.
7-8.
It's that trend line.
Wow.
Settlement. We're through settlement, through the trend line. Last week's low next, 33.75 half.
Wow.
Go.
Wow. What?
I'm going to peel off a couple at 2R. And we'll have a free trade on. We'll leave 3 on for a runner.
Oh.
Right at that 75 level. I like that.
See,
Yep.
I like that.
take one. There. Be nice.
Got a bid in 74.90. I'll 10% this if we start getting close.
Okay.
7-9.
Nice trade. Nice
7-9. 80.
Gold trading right under settlement right now. 33.78 was settlement.
7-9.
All right, we got some trades on
7-9.
early this morning.
7-9.
But let's go through this
7-9.
NASDAQ chart, Hogue. I know we got some news prior to that. So, JD,
7-9.
we'll run some news on
7-9. 7-8.
NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA's back in the NVIDIA's back in the news.
Come on.
Here's an article from Reuters. Came out
Oh, you
earlier
picked me
this
up.
morning.
I'm sorry. Pick me up.
So President Trump last week opened the door to the possibility of more advanced NVIDIA chips being sold in China, but the sources noted U.S. regulatory approval is far from guaranteed amid deep-seated fears in Washington about giving China too much access to U.S. artificial intelligence technology. But NVIDIA is developing a new AI chip for China based on its Blackwell architecture that will be more powerful than the H2O model it's currently allowed to sell there. So that's according to a pair of unnamed sources. So NVIDIA back in the news, making more chips for China. We're getting real close. Oh, a bid jumped right in front of us. There's 85 on.
Oh, they're watching.
See if I can, I'm jumping in front of that 75 bid. Let's see if we get it. And we got it. We're filled 75 times.
Nice trade.
We covered 2. We got a free trade on now. We locked in some profit. And we'll take these other 3 for a ride.
We're all out.
Auto liquidator, do your job. Do your job.
Good
So these
job.
these new
We'll
Nvidia
allow,
chips, are
it's
these
not,
the what the
I didn't
US is
trade
going
it
to be
that
taking
well
15% of
because it
all
was
sales
60,
from?
20,
I believe that is
60 and
what
20.
that tax.
And
I
that's
won't
that.
even call it a tariff. It's more of a tax, right?
Right.
But I do believe that that tax will apply to any new chip sold to China.
Nice. Good stuff. Right.
So it's only the barbecued chips, not the sour cream and onion chip.
Hey-o. I was hoping for a good potato joke because we're going to talk about potatoes in just a few minutes.
Oh,
All right, let's check out the
that
NASDAQ,
hurts.
which
Micromanaging,
is
no good. Let the trade run. Look at that,
suffering a little bit
71. Oh
more
my
than the
goodness,
S&Ps.
look
We're
at
seeing
that
more of a
beautiful
pullback.
drop. Oh
We
man,
obviously we're looking
I
at
could
these
have
3
been
down
done.
days
I
typically.
could have been done. I could have been
As
done. Oh
Linda
man,
Reschke taught us,
what's
and
going
Mick
on?
Aronimo
9
taught us,
o'clock,
usually on an
14 o'clock. I
uptrend,
would have been
3 down
done.
days, the
Look
4th
at
day is going to be
that.
an up
Let's
day. It
look
didn't
at it here.
happen. It didn't happen.
Look
Why
at
not?
this. Look at
Well,
this.
we're
Look at
seeing
this.
more
Look
of
at
a
this.
bull
Look at
flag.
this.
I think the
Here.
S&P is more range
That's
bound,
what
but
I'm
we're
talking
seeing
about. That
at
right
least some
there.
pullback and continuation to the
All right
downside.
there.
Nothing tremendous, nothing
Once you get it off
scary,
your chest.
nothing huge. We are seeing
What?
volume
I don't
falling
understand
at
about
lower
this.
pricing. That's good. Markets
What
are looking
happened
for
to my
new
drawings?
information, folks.
They automatically
Indecision
disappear.
yesterday. When we look at that daily bar, it's pretty
Everything
much a doji.
disappear.
Even wicks on both sides. The market looking for information. We had a
No.
2,400 in
No.
open interest yesterday, but I think the direction yesterday
No,
was a little
man.
bit more clear than the
Everything
S&Ps. But Jay,
Even
what do you think of the
levels.
NASDAQ
What
here?
Gemini
We're
is going
really
on
showing
here?
some exactness on these highs,
Man.
which
Oh,
leads
my
me to
goodness.
believe that
Look
any
at
shorts that
these.
may be coming in
Look
off
at
those highs
this.
are shorter time
What am I
frame,
looking
weaker
at here?
hands. What do you think, Jay?
What is that?
I would agree with that, Hogue.
Let's put everything
We
on.
are seeing, movement to the downside over the past couple of days on lower volume,
What is that?
which, as soon as those shorts stop selling and maybe we find some buyers, there's squeeze potential back up to all-time highs. But let's see how far they want to take this before we do get those buyers to step in. On the daily, I know we were looking at 23,775 a ton initially as a target, and now I'm kind of using it as a pivot where I want to be short below it and long above it.
Top step levels.
We're starting to
man.
see some price acceptance below that 23,775, which was 50% of
Why they
that
not
PPI
here?
day candle. So if
Right.
we continue to see that selling,
Wow, look at
maybe they are
that.
pushing this towards that 23,600. I know it's a price I mentioned yesterday. We don't get to choose how or if or when the markets get to our targets, but that is where I'd be looking for maybe some longer time frame buyers to start to step in.
What's going
Thank you,
on
Jay.
here?
Take a
ladies
look at
and
the
gentlemen?
30.
What's going on
This
here?
is
What's going on here?
that level, that halfway in that August 12th. Well, I just kind of moved it. I think. Oh, what did I do? Hey, stop that!
How did that take place? That's what I want to know.
Oh, here we go.
Are you hot, baby? Yeah.
Do a control Z,
did
Hope.
Woo! Look at
I
that.
tried, but here, let me try
How long
again
do you
here.
have on that? 1 minute? And that's 5.
Oh, here we go. Wrong computer.
I need the
There it
anchor
is.
B1
All right.
because they open at 9.
So here's the 30.
8:20.
Obviously, all-time high. Extended trading hour session. Point of contact. Kind of following the 100 session moving average on the 30-minute chart down now. Here's those single prints. This is how far we've come in the S&Ps, just to this same kind of level.
Where's my other?
According to the single prints from the Tuesday or from the August
come
12th bar. Okay, this is that level. That's a 23,775 level. I think was where we were really looking at it. I've moved this a little bit. 775. I did move it a little bit. So that's where we were kind of looking for buyers to come in, maybe some sellers to come in below that. Really spanned it nicely yesterday in the regular trading hour range. So adding open interest yesterday, the market opened near and below value, and it worked its way back into value throughout the day yesterday. So with the open interest increase of approximately 2,400 yesterday, I'm looking at that as potentially new longs. We saw a spark in buyers in NASDAQ yesterday that we really didn't necessarily see in the S&Ps. The market opened, it left a failed downside auction, tried that failed downside auction a number of
You
times,
might
and
get
then
me in
by
trouble, man.
you
You
know
talk too
the
much.
open yesterday by the open last
I'd
night,
rather
we were
go with
back above the initial balance high. So we did see at least some direction in one way or another yesterday. What do we have as far as overnight inventory? I don't think that we're really seeing all that much. Here's that 1700 bar, that 5 p.m. Central Time opening there, trading here. Overnight inventory is short. We are, however, inside
Oh,
value, the initial balance low,
where's
value
my?
low, approximately. Value high here. So we're kind of spanning inside value.
I don't have
Again, these
good
markets are really
information.
looking for new information. They are really just trying to decipher
Okay.
what might happen in in negotiations overseas and in the Jackson Hole. We are at some risk here, I think, of possibly seeing some continuation of the downside in the NASDAQ. But we will see. Jay, what do you think of this 30-minute chart in the NASDAQ? Anything you're noticing? Anything that's sticking out to you?
30 on the Nasdaq. We're under the 200 moving average. We're under the 20 and the 50. If we see continued follow through, below yesterday's low, I'm still looking at that 600 level. That's a big if, though, right? The markets have been in balance over the past 2 days, and maybe going into a third day of balance before we start to hear some stuff out of Jackson Hole. So I am patient, Hogue. Patient.
Mhm.
There were some opportunities to trade extremes of ranges yesterday. I'm going with the same approach until that breaks. But for now, on the 30s, just a lot of overlap, a lot of chop. Kind of reminding myself that I don't necessarily need to take a trade, especially in the equities. I could find another market to trade if it's not clear. But clear for me right now is range. So I'm trading that
Okay.
until it breaks. We did see
Okay.
a little nice bounce here in gold.
I see
Off
that.
those lows. That was on the 3 minute. That was that 809 Central Time candle was the highest volume we've seen all day so far. We're trading right up at the high of it, 33.7620. So if we start to
Yeah, that
close
was
outside that candle, I might not hate cutting that trade. But what are you saying, Hogue?
a pretty vicious move there.
Was
I'm gonna anchor this at 2.
Open, close,
Yeah, do you
open,
think should we cut a
low,
couple more of
close.
these?
Oh,
This
right.
is some strong buying. It feels like.
yeah, I don't
Well,
mind taking a couple more off here. We're in 3.
We got 3 on right now.
okay, we're right at anchored VWAP from the open.
Mm.
33.7690.
76.90. Yeah, I see that as well, Hogue. Yeah, interesting spot here. Interesting spot.
I say we stick with it. I say we stick with it unless we break over that anchored VWAP and then just get out of all of it. I mean, we got no risk on it if we just do that.
Yep. Okay. All right, we'll continue to monitor. What was the price of that anchored view up again, Hogue?
33.7690.
33.7690.
I could see putting the stop back above settlement.
Just above settlement? Yeah, I'll adjust risk. Stop just above settlement, locking in some more profit. Worst case scenario, we make $200 on this trade.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty vicious pullback, but
it was.
We're in a very interesting level, just like Jay, just like you said. I mean, this is a really tough level here, but we're gonna see what happens.
Crude oil not cooperating again this morning. You guys know how I feel about crude.
I hate it. Natural selling off here. I see some traders in the chat, and I do have to talk to this because it is the trade that Coach Paul named after me. Looking for potential J trades in natural gas in crude oil and gold. The thing about that trade, remember, if we don't see a candle close above that high volume can mean continuation, and that's what we're seeing in natural gas. That is potentially what we're seeing in gold. So just be aware of, and I try to remind myself as well, be aware of preempting trades.
Wow, I read that.
Because it might be telling
I
you
read
something
this
different than what
perfectly,
you're
man. I
seeing
read this
or hoping to see.
perfectly. Wow. And I
So
didn't
just
go in
keep that in mind.
because I
But
don't know.
JD, who do we have on the calendar for today?
But let me go back to my bread and butter.
Ooh, we got a good one. Coming up next in Fast Markets, number 122 on the big board, Chike, and number 146 on the big board, Braden C. They're going to be here for Fast Markets, joined by Jack, Andre, and Hogue. Coming up, we're moving the morning recap back to 11 o'clock Central Time this week, so you see Hogue right after Fast Markets for that morning recap. Then I'll be coming in for Trade with Top Step with our old friend John London. Coach Jay and I will both be in there talking to John London. Love it when he comes on. He likes trading it up. After that, Lunchbox Trading, we've got Coach Deanna and another one of her chameleonaires, Top Step VIP. Shay will be here to join us for Lunchbox Trading. We've also got that White House press briefing starting right around 12 o'clock Central Time, so we're going to pipe that in for you also. After that, Mindset Matters, everybody's favorite, Robin Dane is back. She's going to be rapid fire answering questions from you in the chat, so make sure you're here with your questions at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time. After that, we're wrapping up the Dayton Power Hour. It's the Ladies Takeover Power Hour week. Fatima B. Fatima's here. She's going to be joined by Jack and Andre. They're going to duke it out, and then all of our female guests on Power Hour this week are going to be joining up again on Friday for a reversal challenge, a massive reversal challenge ladies takeover. So stick around. Plenty of tradertainment coming your way today and for the rest of the week.
Awesome stuff. Thank you for that, JD. Hogue, let's go through this checklist before we get into trading.
All right.
Can't have fun if you don't do your homework.
No, you don't get to play if you don't do your homework. Pre-market research. We just went through 4 markets. Yes, NASDAQ, crude, gold. Just looking at the market state. Is it in trend? Is it in a pullback? What kind of market state is it in? Always looking at volume and open interest. Those are tools that I've been using for many, many years. And sometimes they're going to mean a lot, sometimes not so much, but you always got to keep an eye on them. What about your other reference levels? Last week's high, last week's low, 3-day high, yesterday's high, value areas, moving averages. Always do that research. Take a look. Think about what your hypotheses are for any markets that you're going to trade and set up 2, 3, 4, 5 different hypotheses. In case one of them doesn't play out, your primary hypothesis doesn't work for you. Be ready for what's next. Be ready for what's next. So we've already done the morning routine complete. Okay, checklist done, plan done, strategy review done, journal done, prep workstation, yes. All right, now we're ready to start trading. Here we go. We're gonna say, all right, we've got a number one setup here. Where's the profit target? Where's the price? Where's the what's the reward over risk ratio? What is the result? Do this for each trade and any trade that you're going to take. You don't have to use this trading checklist. It is something that we would like you to do. We'd like you to create your own. You may use different tools. You may have different levels that you're looking for. And at the end of the day, of course, you're going to review your trades. You're going to update your trading journal, get plenty of rest. And it's always that little reminder, don't overtrade. Don't trade impulsively. Don't trade out of FOMO, and don't trade angry. Always do your homework, and I'm going to nag you every day until you do.
A little reminder. I got a little reminder from JD. We probably didn't run the most important news clip of the day so far. So let's see if we can get that before Fast Market starts. JD, what do we got?
Guys, it's August 19th, which means 2 things around here. First, it's my sister Marie's birthday, so happy birthday, Marie, if you're watching. I doubt she is.
Happy birthday.
And it's also National Potato Day, everyone. This is the day when the starchy side dish gets to take center stage. Whether they're baked, fried, or mashed, potatoes are a staple for many meals. There are 4,000 varieties of potatoes, according to the International Potato Center. They're grown in a variety of colors and sizes. Potatoes have great health benefits too. They're loaded with vitamin C and potassium with no fat or cholesterol. They are, however, high in carbohydrates. Celebrate the day by hosting a baked potato buffet where everyone can add their own fixings. Just remember, those fixings will hike your calorie count. Don't worry about tagging us in your potato picks unless you really want to. Go ahead, tag us in your potato picks.
Yep. In the chat, name a food more versatile than potatoes. I challenge you. You got all day. I don't think there is one. Chris wants to know, how does this help with trading? Chris, it doesn't, but it helps plan what I'm eating for lunch today. I'm definitely going to eat some potatoes, ordering some fries.
You eat some French fries?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Hogue,
All right,
about
let's
to
get
tag
it.
us out.
Yeah. You getting there. So we're right back to VWAP and gold as well. But yeah, Jay, JD, as always, pleasure spending mornings with you. And it's always a pleasure spending the morning with all of you. I always like to take a look at the chat. My early birds are usually the same ones. We got Shubham, we got Dan Trader, we got Tom, we got Man Caves, we got Yabbersmack. Yabbersmack, it's great to have you back in the fold here. We're all very happy that you're back. I like this name. This is a new one. A range is a trend. That is a chat name in YouTube. I like that one. Roger W., AVS Phoenix Trading, Gorillionaire, and a host of others being with us here today. And again, we do thank you. It is National Potato Day. Yes, I've eaten a few potatoes in my life. I much prefer like cheese fries. I do not like ketchup, but I will put ketchup on my French fries as long as it's half Basco. If you've never tried that, try it. It's pretty darn good. So it was gonna be Taco Tuesday, but what am I gonna make with tacos and potatoes? Maybe potato tacos. I don't know if that works, but we'll try anything here. Folks, it is time. You've been waiting patiently. It is time for fast markets, and it's going to be coming at you like right now, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Turn those machines back on! Turn those machines back on! Turn those machines back on! Turn those machines back on!
Good morning, friends and traders. Get your potatoes loaded.
Ooh.
Andre, Potato Day.
Happy National Potato Day. Yes, Jack. Welcome everybody to Top Step TV. This is Fast Markets on this Tuesday and National Potato Day. Lower left-hand corner, we got number 146 on the big board, Braden in the house. Upper right-hand corner in Anchorage, Alaska, perhaps. We got Jack and Chike has gone dark screen on us. We'll see if we get him back. Let's get right into it. Braden, happy Tuesday. Thoughts coming into this trade. Good morning, my friend.
What is up, guys? Yeah, happy Tuesday. Thoughts? Not a super confident thought, that's for sure, behind this market. We have 5 down days in a row here on NQ is what I'm looking at. Daily candle flips green. If we can break above 23,800, I kind of would like to see something like that happen. We have a weak momentum pullback, but just a lot of red. 5 red days in a row here. So I would be looking for hopefully a red to green type move on the session at some point.
Okay, above 23,800. Chike, what's happening, my man? Thoughts coming into this open?
I'm actually expecting us to consolidate today. Had kind of like some slow grind downwards type of days today in the past couple of days. So I'm looking for that to continue, but to the upside instead. So actually a good trend with that upside potential.
Okay, looking for upside potential. Okay, we'll get back to Chike. Get your audio back. Can you say that one more time? We got about 50 seconds till the open. Your thoughts coming in? You want to see a push above 23,800?
Yeah, so I actually want to see us consolidate. Either if we have a tight consolidation, then up to 830s, 836s, and then if we do have that like more of an extension, then all the way up to the 950s. But the past couple of days we've been consolidating, so I'm expecting that to continue going forward into the day.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you. Well, sounds good. Jack, 15 seconds coming into this open. Thoughts? You nailed the above below yesterday in Power Hour.
Boy, did I.
64.66 in the ES. What levels you got your eye on?
Well, we're about to hit the open. Still that level is what they got to break, that 64.70. Yesterday, by some measures, was like the narrowest range in the S&P 500 in like 2 years. I'll dig into the stats on that later, but right now we're open. And we're still there.
Yes, we are. Let's take a look at these prices. In the NQ, 23,760, call it. ES, 64.66. Gold trading, 33.77. Crude, $62.02. Dow, grinding higher here, 45,094. Let's see how this plays out here in the first 60 seconds. Chike, for those that are just meeting for the first time, you still looking for that that trade? 15 minutes into the New York session? If then, so you'll take the trade. You still looking for that setup? Or you still executing that?
Yeah. So I'll be taking that. I'm not sure on the direction just yet because we need to close the first 15 minutes. But if we do close above 800s, then that trade is invalidated. So I'm looking for us to stay below 800s to take that trade.
Below 800s. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Seeing some selling here. 23,748. Braden, you're looking for 23,800s. About 50 points from there. Anything to the downside you got your eye on?
Yeah, just the overnight lows. Once again, I kind of agree with Chike. It's a lot of consolidation. This market hasn't given us a lot of continuation trades. So most importantly, I just want to throw this out there before I get to mention it. Definitely, if I'm going to be taking trades today, not going to be looking for a big trade. I'll look for 20, maybe 30 points. But this is a market, it's just a lot of chop. So the longer you hold on to these trades and expect the move to happen, even if it starts to look good for you, history is showing us over the past 5 days, the ATR is taking a nosedive, and we are just, chopping and consolidating. So not looking to marry any trades, but I expect a slow-moving market. Obviously, it's a slow open. I'm going to let this kind of ping around and see where it wants to find buyers. And then I'll look to maybe take some range trades, but not looking for a huge big trade.
Okay, so 20, 30 points in the NQ. All right, we're selling off here in the NASDAQ, 23,711. We're down about 70 points in the first 2.5 minutes of the New York session. ES following suit as well. About 10 points or so since the bell rang. Bottomed out 64.60. Gold pushing higher here a little bit, 33.78. House count does have some position on, but right now NASDAQ is selling off. Dow's not doing too much. We're closing in on 23,700 here in the NASDAQ. A little bit of buying stepping in here. How far do they want to push this lower? ES trading 64.58 now. And they're aggressively hitting this bid. Look at that red candle on the volume. It is sell, sell, sell right now. Beneath 23,700. Just bottom out at 23,686. Chike, how are you interpreting this move? We are selling off here. We're down about 100 points since that bell rang.
Yeah.
The fact that we broke past that range that I was actually looking for the consolidation, we could just head down and probably hit 550 today, somewhere around there.
550. Okay.
Yeah.
House account is flat. House account is flat.
That's assuming we hold below.
Below what price again? I'm sorry, 730s or 75?
720s.
720. Okay, well we are
on my chart. I have those books.
Shorts, indeed, we sold off aggressively.
Circle on here.
We're not able to take out those session lows in the ES. Right now, there's a few points above it. As I'm saying this, it's getting a little closer.
And we'll see what happens, and then I'll add
NASDAQ definitely heavier of the two and of the three for that matter. More selling here in the NASDAQ. New lows getting put in here. ES not so much. Sell in the NASDAQ. 23,673. Session lows there. What do we got on the ladder? Anything down here? Not seeing much, but more selling coming in here in the NASDAQ. ES about 3 points off the lows. Trading 64.57.
Palantir is getting waxed right now.
Is that what this is? Because they are
hitting this. Part of it.
Okay.
Been going on for a couple of days now, but that's down 4%.
They are hooking this. Brady, you said 5 down days in the NASDAQ right now?
Yeah, we're working on 5 if we close red today. And the longer that you see, in a higher time frame uptrend, if we have 4 or 5, 6 down days in a row, I typically really do start to feel confident about buyers stepping back into it. But yeah, this looks weak right now. 23,600 is that next.
VWAP.
We have some support there on the daily. I also have a 20-day EMA at 542.
Right here, 930.
So, but yeah, this looks
Still
heavy.
more room. Yes, it does. Still more room. Speaking of, okay, 50-50 on the tilt in the ES
I'm
and
going
the
to
NASDAQ,
try it
69%
short.
long in crude.
Going to go with
60%
one.
long in gold
One
right
short.
now. But yes, it does
Let's
look
see what
heavy.
happens.
A little bit of a bounce here. Maybe
It's
some profit taking,
below
maybe some long trying to jump in.
the A, below the
NASDAQ,
13,
about 20 points
below
off
the
the lows
5,
right now, 23,680.
below the
Bottom out at
VWAP.
660 ES. 3-point bounce right now, 64.57.
Well, what gives me a little pause about the buyer stepping back in is, yes, we've had, 4 or 5 days down the NASDAQ, but, these are the daily candles. No big red candle yet.
See where it goes.
You look back at some of the days we're down. It's usually, what do we call it? Elevator down. Elevator down. These have been kind of just like testing the waters, so this could be the day. I'm not calling the big one, Andre.
The big one. Yes, was that the big one? Okay, not yet. We're not calling for the big one just yet. But some pretty aggressive selling in the first 5 minutes of the New York session. The volume was, yes, that was no joke in the NASDAQ. Okay, here, that was pushing higher here. NASDAQ selling off. Dow just made some new highs, 45,117. While the ES bottomed out and the NASDAQ, just more selling coming here in the NASDAQ. Brain, this does look heavy.
So this is
this is just like, this is an NQ. I mean, you have NQ opens here, sells 100 points, and then we can't even get 10, 15 point buyers off the lows. I mean, that's very, very heavy. You haven't had, 100 point sell-off's nice, but you haven't had a fresh break of that low with like a lot of volume, but it's just looking very weak. It's just a weak reaction from buyers down below the 700s. Like,
now, NASDAQ
out of the opening bell, you usually expect, out of the opening bell, you expect some swings, buyers fight back 30, 40 points on a move like this, but I mean, it's just very heavy.
ES just got smacked. They tried creeping that thing up to 64.60, and they just hit that bid right back down to 64.57. NASDAQ wants to do the same thing, but sellers are definitely trying to keep this thing down right now. About 7 minutes into the open. Again, on that opening bell, we saw about 100 points in the NASDAQ.
What do we have on the linear regression channel?
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, you kind of want to see ES close below 64, 54s to like know that NASDAQ's going to be free falling today.
Looks it might be a long.
For me, I'm looking for those 64.
This might be a long
in the ES as that confirmation that we're going to be free falling today.
Right, well,
this might be a long, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, they've retraced about half of that first 5 minute candle in the ES.
But we'll wait.
Back up to 64.61. NASDAQ up about 40 points off those lows just put in it. Now trading 23,700. Who stepped in front of that? Go down. ES went right back up to overnight. VWAP trading 64.62. We got some action.
Yeah,
there, boys.
And I was watching the overnight session, and I'm not going to get suckered into just taking this long either, because there was some pretty decent bounce attempts in the overnight session that just got completely sold off. Sold off. Like 47 to 804, all the way back down. So there's buying attempts, but like I said, I'm not going to hold. If I do get long, I'm not going to hold for more than probably 30, 40 points.
Oh, Braden, that just increased. It was 20, 30 points. Now it's 30, 40 points.
Braden, was it 20, 30, 40, 50?
All good. I'm just all good.
200.
Yep. 200. You see that big red candle in the NASDAQ? That was being pretty tame right now, but we did bottom out on 23,660 back up to 23,700 in the NASDAQ. And you get in a trade here in about 6 minutes. You have to tell us exactly what you're looking for, but are you seeing what on the checklist, if thens? So far, is that trade still looking like a possibility here in about 5 minutes, Chike?
Yeah. And right now, it's leaning towards that short side.
Okay.
Thinking ES or NQ?
The NQ.
Alrighty.
Interesting. All right. ES staying a little strong here. Back up to 64.62, just 8 points off the lows that we just bounced off of. All right, pin to the top of the chat. Top Step daily levels. Those are updated and refreshed before every single New York Open. on that link, have a little real estate on the screen. For those, we'll be referring to them every day,
I
every
don't
hour,
like
every
that.
week, and into perpetuity. Also, do you one better. You don't have the real estate on the screen.
Shave.
Just click on that indicators tab, top of Top Step X. Click on that, type in Top Step daily levels, and have them, boom, slapped, overlaid right on top of your charts. We get Hogan here. I'm sure we'll be referring to those, but you're gonna buy this all the way back. ES is certainly making a run for it. About 4 points more to the upside, 3 points more to the upside to completely retrace that sell-off we saw after on the bell. Nasdaq about halfway there.
Yeah,
ES,
this hourly
well
could close. This hourly could close back above the overnight lows at 720,
Let me look
730
at a
level.
bigger time frame
That
because
would look
this
solid.
little time frame here is
False break, and then we close back
making me sick.
above the overnight support.
Well done, ES. Nasdaq about halfway there. Retracing that sell-off. Trade 23,715 now. Get back up to 770s to completely retrace the sell-off. But ES, excuse me, ES is definitely doing the heavy lifting. Dow continuing just to push higher. 45,142 new highs just printed there. And NASDAQ is definitely the weaker of the two or the three.
Yeah, this is a long. Okay.
I want to see, Jack, if we get up to these 64, 68s or so in the ES, should be interesting to see. First couple.
Well, right around settlement.
I mean, here, so
because it might above below.
My
That's
money
right
back.
around settlement, right, Andre?
Listen,
yeah,
absolutely.
Sand. I mean, if you get above that, be impressive after that sell-off. Here we go.
Look at that.
Estimate right now.
Nice turnaround. ES about to make session highs here. 64, 68. Look at that. Well done, ES. There you go. New session highs. New session highs. What a turnaround in the first 15 minutes of the New York session here. We did bottom out 64.54. Made new lows and turned right around. Printing new highs. 64, 69.5. Who took shorts up there? Where do you get? You take the shorts, and where do you take it down to?
Ooh,
you did take the short.
At least initially, it held again. Once again, just a reminder, that is 64.50 in the SPX.
Yeah.
Wow. The option level.
Nasdaq not convinced. Not convinced just yet. Still hanging around 23,720. What a turnaround for the ES. Home Depot leading the way for the Dow. Good earnings. We did have Home Depot earnings before the bell today. So they were strong. Got more retail earnings this week. We also have Jackson Hole later this week, but we got the Dow is still continuing to cook. Printing new highs there. NASDAQ, not so much.
Oh, yeah. Home Depot.
They crush.
Is lifting the Dow right now. Just looking right now. Well, the stock is up. I can't tell if this is delayed. I don't have it on my watch board, but Home Depot is up like 4%. They're the fourth biggest component of the Dow.
Well done, Home Depot. Moises says Home Depot was not strong. All right, well, it's up 4%, so just doing the heavy lifting for the Dow. And crude trade.
I'm waiting to see some consolidation above 700. I want to see buyers hold above 700. And then we have a couple levels. Once again, the red to green move on the daily would be a break back above 23,800. I also have VWAP at 23,750.
So let's go back.
So there's two levels there.
Reality here.
But I want to see buyers hold this above 23,700.
Above 700
so full. Yeah. I'll look for some consolidation here. Then I'll maybe attempt to move through VWAP.
All right, Chica, you still wow, just keeps getting rejected up there.
Yeah, 30 seconds until I take my trade, yeah.
Okay, still looking to short side?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You ever preempt it? I know you're seeing what's happening in this candle. Do you ever try to preempt it? All right, I'll let you take this trade. Talk us through it.
Yeah, in a second.
Okay, let's see if how this plays out. Again, Chike mechanically will take the trade about 15 minutes into the New York Open. For some if-thens to execute, but NASDAQ definitely heavier here. Wow.
Yeah, this reminds me of last night. Everything's getting sold. Every pop's getting sold.
Damn. Push it lower here.
Well, seems so obvious in retrospect. It just
What, the
just
69s?
tag that level again. Yeah, what did it get up to? Yeah, 69.5, like just right back to settlement.
If it's anything like yesterday, maybe we were in the range. Go ahead.
Low day in Q about to break.
Yep. Wow.
Definitely about to break.
Wow. You take it, Chike?
Yeah, I'm in that short from 685. It's not letting me place my limits though. For some reason.
So how many times are you short?
3 MNQs.
3 MNQ. Okay.
Market was better.
8.5. Currently trading 23,000.
What level are you looking to take that?